Right now, we're going to talk about hula hoops taking over mid-Michigan. Missy is in the studio, Missy Cook, and she has they call it hula hooping or waist hooping, sort of a throwback to our youth. Missy, come on, bring it a little closer to the microphone. We got some hula hoops over here, which we may try after the show, okay? But tell us how you got involved with this. What's the story behind this?
Well, hoop dance or hula hooping is a combination of traditional hula hooping, like what you would remember from when you were a kid, combined with several other hoop tricks that you can do on your body or off body, and quite often you add music, so it becomes kind of a nice workout for some people, or like a moving meditation for other people.
Moving meditation, I like that. So the hula hoop craze, of course, was pretty popular about 50 years ago, but this is basically a new exercise craze, is that? And it's come to Lansing, and you're doing hula hoop jams all over the place.
Yes, yep. Hoop dance is spreading across, not just across the U.S., but across, several continents all over the place. It's becoming more popular. We have several different hoop dance events. One of the things that we have going on right now is a weekly hoop jam. We do at Patriarch Park in East Lansing. And that's from 6:30 to 8:30 every week on Wednesday nights. I come out, I bring all of my extra hoops. We have music, and a lot of other hoopers from the area come out, and we all share and hoop together. And then the people who are there at the park, the kids and whoever comes in, is always welcome to come join us.
So you have some hoopers, you call them. There's a group of hoopers out there?
There's a group of hoopers.
Not
There's
hoopers,
several
hoopers.
groups. Yeah, hoopers is what we generally go by.
So you brought in some hula hoops, and we can't really bring them into the spotlight here, but we'll have the camera shoot them. Is there different types of hula hoops? I see some are larger and some are smaller in diameter.
Yeah, there are several different kind of hoops. One of the biggest misnomers about hooping is that a small hoop is a beginner hoop, but actually it's the opposite. The bigger and heavier the hoop is, the easier it is, at least to waist hoop with, which is what most people first try to do when they pick up a hula hoop. And then the smaller it gets, or the lighter it gets, the more tricky it gets to waist hoop, because it's faster, so you have to be faster to make it work.
Are you a pretty good hula hooper, are you?
I would say I'm pretty good.
Can you do it around your neck and around your arms like they do?
Yes.
Really?
I can. I can move it up and down my whole body and onto my arms and back off.
Kidding! Wow, yes. That's pretty incredible. So you're not as old as a lot of people who remember the hula hoops 50 years ago, but when did you get into it? When did you decide you wanted to do this?
I actually could never hula hoop when I was a kid. I wasn't able to hula hoop until I was about 32 years old, when I first heard about hooping again as an adult and as it being a sport. So I had quit my corporate day job and was looking for a business opportunity. And I met a girl who was a hooper, a professional hooper, and who knew that was
professional hooper,
professional hula hooper. I didn't know that was even a thing that existed. But she introduced me to the world of hooping, and I quickly fell in love with it. It's easy to do with your kids. It's easy to do anywhere, and it's super fun. So I never had to force myself to work out or to get my hoop out. And so that's how Lansing Hoop started, is wanting to be able to share that same experience with other people.
Now, do you do it year-round? Do you go inside when you can't do it outside?
Yes, I do it all year. There are, lots and lots of hula hoopers who almost only do it in their living rooms. But as far as in the Lansing area goes, when we're not at the jam in the summer, I also run a weekly class for adults, and that's at the Allen Street Market building at the Happenance Exchange on Tuesdays at 8. And that's, like I said, that's a 16 and older class. But I actually teach some different hoop dance techniques and how to put them together into a whole dance.
I always found that it's like singing. Everybody thinks they can do it. Then when they can't do it, they do it in their living room. Just like in the shower, you sing, right? You do the hula hoop because you know you're. But everybody thinks they can do it. You know, everybody thinks they can do it, and it's fun to learn. And there are some techniques. I mean, there's some finesse to be able to do the proper hula hooping. Do you teach that as well at the jams?
At the jams, it's an informal sharing. So all of the hoopers are really nice and open to sharing any sort of tricks or tips with anyone who comes. I do that as well. And then at the class, that is a more structured lesson where we'll take specific tricks and learn and break them down basically from beginning to end on how to do those for people who want a more hands-on or detailed approach. I generally tell my students with any hoop dance trick, it should be peaceful. So you remember.
Yeah, right. That's good. That's a good tip.
Should be, right? Should be peaceful. You can remember hoop peace with 3 rules that spell out peace. So P is pulse, which is back and forth. Mm-hmm. Most people start spinning their hips in a circle.
Do, right.
But it's actually a back and forth motion. The E in hoop piece is take it easy. So the hoop is like a part of your body. So mm-hmm. whatever your body is doing, that's what the hoop is going to do too. And then the last rule of hoop piece, ACE, is you keep your abs and your core engaged. So the last thing that people commonly do when they're hooping and they're trying a new trick is to look and see if it's working.
Right. Well, that's, they look down. They look down to see if it works. Yeah, you shouldn't do that?
No, because as soon as you look down, then your back and your core isn't engaged anymore. And because the hoop moves where you move and the way you move, if you bend, then the hoop is going to tilt and fall. So those are the 3 big rules, is to pulse and keep your back straight.
That's incredible. The mid-Michigan area has been struck by hula hoops now. As a professional, how many hula hoops do you own? You like to have a golden hula hoop or something like that?
Well, every hooper has their favorites, but most hoopers need all the hoops. So I have about 4 or 5 that I have in regular rotation, but I own about 100 hula hoops.
That's a good way. I like the way you put that, in regular rotation. That's very good. That's very good. Well, it sounds interesting. It's hula hooping, waist hooping, and you do fundraisers and things like that around mid-Michigan here. And so you got some coming up. If people want to find out the dates, the times, and the places and so forth, is there a website?
The best place for them to go is LansingHoops.com, and all the information will be there for them.
Very good. Missy, thank you for bringing the hula hoop craze back to Lansing. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes, thanks for having me on the show.
Lansing Hoops. Missy Cook with us this morning on the Coffee Break Show. This is LCC Radio and TV, and we're going to be right back.